Hello, Facebook peeps. Happy Power Hour Tuesday this week because of the holiday. I hope you're doing excellent. This has been really a super high intensity energy this week. Over the last, I would say, 5 days in particular, there has been so much high level activity for expansion, broadening your horizons and your perspective, and the opposite. So what we've learned about the process of claiming and coming into, excuse me, while I adjust my yoga block that I'm sitting on, what we've learned from the process of ascension, expansion, evolution, from seeing ourselves from a human perspective only, from a physical perspective only, as almost like a segmented being, to creating our own life, knowing that we are energetic beings of light. We are pure divine source light energy. So in that shift, we realize, hi Scott, good to see you. We realize that there's going to be a high level of energy that we can access to create and embody that truth within our life. But on the other hand, at the same time as these high intense energies that we can connect into, then there's also these super high levels of collective fear and illusion and confusion, distraction, and emotions of all different levels. So over this last week and currently still, there are intense energies, and you get to choose how to take care of yourself and to step into and live from a place where you're accessing your stillness, your pure connection into that higher perspective of divine love, or you're going to find that it's super duper easy, if you're not paying attention, to fall into those lower dense energies and collective experiences that everybody is, either kind of wallowing in or projecting out. So let me go ahead. I wanted to say that, and I'm going to go ahead and share this to my other page so that other people can join us. And I'm going to get into the topic, which is, we're probably going to cover a couple of, probably three ideas that you'll need to keep in mind when this whole topic of your soul purpose is being discussed or looked at. And then probably a good 3 to 4 actual applications, steps that you can do to assist yourself in discovering what your purpose is. And we're going to get into first what that actually means and kind of break down some of the rigid ideas of what this means. It's different. It's not what we thought that it was. And it's ever fluid. So we're going to get into some of the changes in your perspective that need to happen first while you're looking at this subject, and then the action steps to take. So let me go ahead and share this. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, share. Here we go. And anybody who's listening now, drop down in the comments what kind of experiences you've had over these last few days with this high intensity energy. Is it assisting your elevation in your perspective and your expansion in your energy? Or are you finding that you're really needing to do a lot of self-care and stay in your own lane consciously while there's a lot of other emotional intensity? Let me know how it's going for you. Oh, good. I'm so glad that it resonates for you, Scott. That's excellent. I had no idea that this was going to be the topic. I sit down and I say, I have to fix my hair. What's in the highest and best interest for everyone at this time? And this is what it said, what I received as I plug into the highest truth for everyone. And it I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. We're going to do this. So, okay, I hope, I have no idea if I shared this to the right page. Yeah, okay, I got it. All right. Hi, Esther. Everybody who's coming on, if I don't catch your name when you're coming on, then please just know I am in the flow. And I'm paying attention to the information that I'm receiving in the moment, but I welcome you. Thank you so much for all of your engagement. That's really what I'm looking for. My whole purpose in doing these is to connect and to share this collective space of high vibrational love and light. This space where we access different levels of perspective. And whether you want to go quantum and start talking about fifth dimension and beyond, know that there is a new perspective on what that means. And I don't use a lot of the old language, but the reality is there's different levels of energy and perspective that you get to choose to live in at this time. And it can fluctuate at any moment. So as we access these levels of unconditional love and truth, which really, let's drop the word unconditional and just say pure. Let's just say the highest levels of love, the truth of love, the pure essence of something that's actually bigger than the language that we use and the words that we use. It's something that cannot be explained or understood within our limited concept of our language. But we have to use words to try to explain in lots of different ways so that we can relate to what we're saying in our everyday life. And that's what I really focus on and really try to do, is make sure that I'm explaining things and relating to what's going on all different levels of what we're experiencing, and use language that can complement still the highest perspective of this unity consciousness, but also kind of grab you where you're at to lift you up into that. So words have to be some sort of a guidepost, a little pointer to the experience, not to the word itself, not to the rigid ideas that we may have had, and even that we've read in older books about the ascension process. You know when something really resonates for you because it helps you to expand, and you literally start to feel space between your thoughts and space in your body as you're reading, say, a channeled work or a very in tune work, book, article, because you literally feel it expanding you, and you don't hang on to the language that's used, but you experience it as if it's a portal through which you start to access these remembrances, these energies that are within you, that are ready to pop open and pop to life. Hi, Scott. Okay, I'm going to read your comment here before we continue. An intense healing. Oh, okay. And then experiencing sickness for 6 months. Holy cow. Intense upgrades. Absolutely. Good. I'm so glad you're feeling that you're on the tail end of this. I'm not surprised, to tell you the truth. Since January, I went to Maui in December and held a healing retreat there that was activating the collective heart, your personal heart, and Gaia's heart love energy. And that was a huge catalyst for the participants to release some major heavy traumas that they in this life have experienced. And when that happened, that would have been 6 months ago, everything in my experience started to shift and change too. So what I found immediately after that was I had to have some real quiet downtime. And when I came back, my home in Montana didn't feel the same. And I wasn't able to integrate into the energy that was located here as easily as I would have liked. So it took time and a lot of nurturing. So 6 months, I am not surprised. Super sensitive people are going to be highly aware of everything that they're experiencing as this 2018 time of transmutation and up-leveling or challenge is taking place. So it's really up to you, up to all of us, what we plug into. And I did a channeled message this morning about that and sent that out in my newsletter about what they talked about was, and this is collective. They often say we, source, divine, 100% pure love and light. That is all that I choose to connect into. And in that message, they mentioned a lot about choice and how that plays into what are we going to experience. And of course, they painted a beautiful picture, an explanation that I couldn't repeat because I don't remember it. It's in the recording. That's the thing. We don't. There's nothing for me to remember when it doesn't come through my brain. I love that. I love that. So I can keep myself in high vibe and listen to the feel, get the energy from the message, and know that it's downloading in some form. So the healing, what you're going through at this time is going to really complement, in a sense, this discovering your soul purpose conversation. And one of the main points, as I spoke of, in discovering your soul purpose, we're going to look at three ways of changing your view or enhancing your perspective on what soul purpose means. Then we're going to talk about 4 different steps that you can apply in your life to discover your soul purpose and to move forward on that path. So as we keep talking, I would love for you to comment on, what do you think soul purpose means for you? What does that represent? What have you discovered? Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. If I miss saying your name, then please don't take it personal. I'm just going to keep in the flow of the information, but I am so happy you're here, and let me know what you're experiencing, or if you have questions about this topic. I will watch the comments. I will make breaks to take a look and to address. So right now, again, last time we didn't do this, which was really abnormal, but I'm being led to go ahead and take some real beautiful, calm, centering breaths. And whether you're watching this currently live or whether you're watching the replay, please know that the energies that are coming through are for anybody who watches at any point in time. And you may even watch this on YouTube as it gets posted on my channel. Any point in time, there's going to be an energetic frequency that you're going to receive benefit from, no matter how much linear time has passed. So I just invite you now to, if you're able to, where you're listening, gently begin to bring all of your energy into your current space, meaning back from thoughts of conversations, of interactions and activities from just moments before, and coming into this very present moment, into this space that you're sitting in or relaxing in, and within your body. And begin to breathe from this very present moment. And I'm going to join you. And remember, as you breathe, to really allow your diaphragm and the area of your stomach to just expand softly, to allow your belly to be soft. Really allowing your breath to expand into your lower back. And if you can, sit in a position where your spine is erect with the vertebrae stacked on top of each other so that your body isn't in a tense position trying to hold you up, but you're lifting through your spine with your breath up into the crown of your head and out, circling this energy upward through the center core of your being, out through the crown and around you. And as you come into this present moment, acknowledge what your intention is to experience in this very moment. What quality do you want to embody and feel in this moment? Just feel into that and allow it to become real for you. Not a wish, not a hope, not a desire, but an actual intention and activation in this present moment. Good. And as you continue to breathe, feel the earth beneath you. Imagine that you are grounding yourself into the highest reality, that Gaia is whole, healthy, and complete, and functioning at the highest level of unity, harmony, and playfulness. And anchor yourself into that space, breathing in this energy of light and expansion, and breathing out all that you feel you want to embody in this moment, and share that with the world. Opening your heart center, opening the front of your heart and the back of your heart to allow light to move through you as you breathe in this beautiful pranic energy. And come back again to what is your intention to experience and to radiate into this world right now as a beacon, as a portal of light, as a being and as a person who is able to witness all aspects of yourself. Releasing all that feels heavy and breathing in again another layer of light. This unity consciousness that you are one with the whole healthy universe, the universal light of divine source. Good, just take a couple more breaths here, and when you're ready, begin to gently open your eyes. Absolutely, Scott. Thank you so much for sharing your perspective on what does soul purpose mean to you. That is right along the lines of the information that I am receiving about this message today. One of the perspectives that we've held in the past, or that we may still think is true regarding our soul purpose, is that there's one area of our life that we're meant to express, that we're meant to do for our work. And the reality is that you get to choose how you want to express the divine gifts, the divine essence of who you are. And your essence is filled with qualities that are expansive. And as you continue to follow that joy, that love, and allow yourself to realize that you have infinite potential to experience that joy in this life on many levels, then you can begin to experience and discover there's so many more qualities within you that you never realized were there. And I'll give you an example of what that means. In my life, I grew up in the frame of mind that I did not have a purpose. I did not have a talent, and I did not have a calling. So I lived what I thought was by default. But what I know is that I was being guided, and this was my soul journey. And as I look back, I understand why I felt directionless and why I experienced the feeling that I was alone and that I had nothing to offer and that I was just doing what I needed to do as I was seeing other people do, living their life, working at jobs full-time, doing kind of the routine. And as I began to experience more experiences that were what I didn't know was the feelings of divine support, the feelings of a bigger feeling of support and love moving through me and touching me on a heart level. And there were signs around me that would show up that were telling me that I had more to do here, that there was a reason I was here. As I began to continue to believe that there was a reason for me to be here and that there was a purpose, then I started to see what that meant and started to discover in myself what some of my gifts were. So it takes a change in perspective to begin to really see that you have a lot more qualities that are going to mature as you keep living outside of the box, outside of what you thought you could do, and trying new things and trusting yourself. That's how you begin to discover that your soul purpose is really your path of finding your own truth, and you get to choose how to express that. Your truth can be qualities that you embody that you probably think are frustration, that are causing you frustration, that are burdens, that are trying. Let's see, how did I look at my I used to call myself different. I felt that I was different and I didn't fit in, and I was challenged in feeling comfortable in the status quo. So what I realize now are the qualities that I have that I'm here to express as my soul purpose are those qualities that keep me from feeling comfortable in the collective programming, in what everybody else is doing. It doesn't fulfill me. Sorry, I have to get rid of my yoga block. All of the things that I thought were not helping me in my life are actually my strengths. They're actually my gifts. And I will name some of those off because I have a feeling a lot of you will be able to relate. What is called divine power includes this immense sense that you must be free, that you must experience freedom. And for me, I don't like to get attached to people. I don't like to get attached to places. I don't like to get attached to situations or to jobs. And that I thought was a flaw. What I know now is that's the embodiment of divine freedom. And that means that I get to create my own path, and I have a path to create and work from that and share that to show others who have this same quality, that is your gift, and that's where you're going to thrive. So that's where I'm thriving now, and I continue to expand into more and more freedom in my life. And as I embrace that as one of my gifts, then I find that there's literally unlimited amounts of joy and experiences of adventure and learning all different things and meeting all kinds of different people that are happening automatically as I embrace the fact that I enjoy freedom on all levels. And that quality doesn't mean that I have a flaw. It means that I am able to choose to live this life in a different way that allows me to be free. And it actually means, for me, this is something that people didn't understand, is that for me, not being attached to relationships or to people means that I actually have all this room in my heart to love them on a greater scale. And I actually am able to love more people. I'm able to love so many people, whether they know it or not. And that's why this quality is so expansive. And it's part of my soul purpose. Hi, Gloria. Good to see you. Oh, good, Scott. I'm so glad that you can relate to that. Oh my gosh, I love that it's part of your name, freedom. Wow. So the idea around having one soul purpose that you came here to do came from this limited idea of who we are. Now that we realize we are in an unprecedented time where we're experiencing multiple levels of ourself in this world, we realize we're multi-layered, multi-dimensional, multifaceted, if you will. And that's part of the way that we're going to express our soul purpose in varieties of fields, whether it's the healing arts field, whether it's humanitarian efforts, whether it's environmental efforts, whether it's in your family. Your gifts are going to be able to be expressed in a multitude of different ways, not just one specific way. And the more that you realize that the things that are holding you back about yourself are actually your gifts, and begin to embrace them, then you begin to realize that's when you are sharing yourself on a higher level, in a greater way. You are living more authentically. And when you're doing that, you're actually fully embodying the qualities that you came in with. The qualities that other people feel when they meet you and you're operating from that space. That's going to be what it looks like when you are living in your soul purpose. You choose how to apply that. So one of your gifts, another example of how to look at this, is another gift that I saw for myself. I'm using myself as an example. And also, I have a client in mind, in particular, the same case. Very introverted, super duper shy, very quiet, and really needing quiet time and alone time. That can be seen as challenging. And for me, I felt it very challenging to live like that when I had to be around so many people all the time. So I felt, again, different. I felt out of place, and I didn't realize that's one of my gifts, one of my divine powers to bring forward in my life, to fully embrace and embody and allow that to express itself through anything that I choose. We get to choose how we express our divine gifts. That's our sole purpose, is to get authentic with who we are and see that what we think is holding us back is actually our power, our own divine gift to express. And we get to choose through the emotions of joy, what brings us joy and what feels good to us, what actually feels natural or easy for us. Once we get past the ideas that we can't do it, which cause us anxiety and fear, you realize this is what I've always wanted to do. Those are where we get to choose, and you don't need to stay doing one thing. In fact, if you're staying just doing one thing, you're not expanding. So know that this is a process of constant expanding as you choose to embody, to embrace those qualities about yourself that you may think are actually making life harder for you. So for me, what I realized was that quality of introversion is actually a gift, because I'm constantly looking from within into my inner world, and what can I discover? What wisdom, what information, how do I get to know myself? And that is a huge gift to have. So because of that, I've gone on such a big journey of soul discovery, and can use that now, all that I've learned, to be able to speak to people, to be able to work with people who also are looking to access that part of themselves from within and discover the qualities that they have to bring forward, and that it's safe to do so. So that's one idea that we need to kind of switch in our perspective of what's a soul purpose. Your soul purpose is something that you embody. It's the qualities often that you think are actually holding you back, that are actually challenges or flaws. And those are the qualities specific to you that you came to embrace and accept, and that then allow yourself to express. And you get to choose how to express that. Another quality, they're telling me to get back on track. Okay, so the other aspect, again, that I want to reiterate was about your soul purpose. There isn't one purpose that you have. You have a multi-level purpose of being here. You have multiple things you're going to do here. But you will discover what is your divine gift. What is that quality that makes you unique to who you are? And something that I'm hearing is the freak flag qualities. The things that we think are odd about ourselves are part of our soul purpose. They're part of our soul expression. Every one of us is going to offer a different color or tapestry of energies and personality and expression in this life. That's the beauty of us. We shouldn't be trying to fit ourselves into one category or into one system or into one group. Allow yourself, getting to now the action steps, to number 1, explore and create from your quirks. So I'm going to break that down. If you have the gift of speaking boldly and bluntly and without filter, then use that and express it in some healthy way, whether it's through a creative passion in artwork. I'm seeing paintings, abstract paintings, or writing your truth, starting a blog, writing a book, talking to people, sharing your perspective. If you feel that you have a lot to say, express it in some way and allow that to become a strength that you embrace. See where that then takes you. Because as you embrace the things that you think are holding you back or that might be flaws in one system or one job or career or relationships, flip that and look at it as this is part of who I am, and start to express that in a different way that feels good for you and in a way that others can discover, like a container. Like if you're doing it in your blog, then you're not gonna offend somebody face on in a relationship. You get to freely express yourself on all the topics you wish without hurting anybody, without feeling like you've done something wrong because you accidentally blurted something. If you express yourself in a container that is creative and life affirming for you, then you're less likely to react and explode in those other settings where it may not be considered appropriate, because people are, going to say you're being politically incorrect or whatever the thing is. The action step to take is to discover, what are the quirks about me? What do I love? Maybe, for example, actually, anybody who's watching right now, if you can comment what some of the flaws you think you have, or quirks that you think that you have that you're not sure are actually gifts, please make a comment. Please type that down so we can talk about how that can be a gift and expressed as your soul's expression and purpose. So while you're doing that, it could also be something that you didn't realize was a strength at one point, but have discovered recently or some point in your life that it is a gift, and what that was. So the other aspect, the second step they're saying in your soul purpose is to begin to see the world as an open book where you get to choose what character you play. You get to choose what to imagine this world as, this new land. And every day, if you were to get into this imaginative place where you open yourself to the possibilities, that you have multiple ways of expressing yourself and playing a role in this world, then you will begin to look for those opportunities to do something new. That's what they're giving you a tool for, is setting you up so that you start to see the opportunities that are new. They're new experiences for you. Or you may have had the inkling to do this in the past and never let yourself explore it. Every time you allow yourself to try something new, you find what you like and what are your gifts, what are your preferences. You begin to discover your gifts. But we don't discover them when we do the same thing over and over. We only discover them as we look at this world as an adventure that we're exploring. And allow yourself, here's the third action step. Allow yourself to let go of the perspective that you have about yourself. Being this person, I'm Rebecca. And what does that mean? And it means all this stuff based on my past and where, what I'm experiencing. I am Gloria. What does that mean? Begin to experiment with seeing yourself as a different person, someone that you've never met before. When you start to do this and you start to look at how you can change the way that you experience your life in everyday life, and you let go of these ideas of who you think you are, then you begin to remember and to experience and realize what some of those hidden qualities are. They're only hidden because you haven't looked for them before. And these last two action steps are ways, they're tools, they're imaginative tools that you can use to apply to your life now to allow you to see and discover what you might have missed seeing before. And the reason that these action steps are being presented is because you have to break up, you have to break up the patterns in your mind, the patterns of how you see yourself and your role in this world. So discovering your soul purpose is really one of adventure. So we've talked about change of perspective and what soul purpose means and doesn't mean anymore. It's not fixed, and it doesn't mean you came for one specific job or one specific reason. You came to express your divine qualities. I'm going to recap here. Your divine qualities for you in particular, for your particular presence, are often what we think of as flaws. They're often actually your strengths, such as being introverted, such as speaking boldly and bluntly the truth, such as feeling different, that you do not like to be attached or committed in one job, one relationship, one location of living, one group. Being in groups sometimes feels very constricting. That's the embodiment of freedom. These are divine powers, divine energies you came in to express as your truth. And they will lead you to living in a way where you are free, where you are abundant, and you are connecting with other people in ways that you never did before, in ways that enrich everybody's lives, including your own. Recapping, so the next perspective was to allow yourself now to be free to explore what are your divine qualities. Who are you? And by doing that, there were 3 action steps. The first one that they named was it's not coming, so I have to keep going. The second step was to allow yourself to see this world as a book that opens up. A book that you get to open to any chapter and any land, and you get to choose to see new opportunities and new perspectives in this world. You get to choose to let go of the fixed beliefs that you have about how things are here. And you choose instead to live in a place where anything can happen. Anything can happen at any moment, like a book. Turning the page, this next chapter, this next page, anything can happen. When you're in that state of mind, then you start to see the opportunities before you. I remember step number 1. Action number 1 was doing different things, doing new things, doing the things that might frighten you or that you've wanted to do before but never allowed yourself to do. By doing that, then you start to expand and you start to become open to seeing who you really are. What qualities do you embody? What are your strengths? What are your preferences? The more contrast we have, the more we begin to know what we do want, who we are, what we love. Those are part of your divine gifts to express in the sole purpose, which is the way you choose through joy. You discover how you best want to express your divine gifts through that avenue of joy and ease. What is joyful? What is expansive for you? Oh, you're welcome, Gloria, thank you. And then the last action step was to leave your story behind and to see yourself as a brand new character in this world. Who would you like to explore being? What type of person would you like to be? And through seeing yourself as a brand new person, you begin to open yourself to discover that the qualities you didn't know were your strengths, your passions are there to be discovered. But you have to see yourself as an explorer in this world. As a new person, as a person that you've never known but are ready to begin to know now. So I discovered a lot about what it means. This catchphrase of discovering your soul purpose is really actually about discovering who you are from within, realizing that the things that you think make your life challenging are actually often your divine gifts. And you get to choose a different way than everybody else to live according to those gifts. And in doing so, you choose the best avenue for you to express those divine qualities, those divine gifts. There's no one set way that you decided you had to do. And it will change and it will expand as you take the first steps. Thank you so much, my friends, for showing up. Thank you to everybody who listened to the replay. Send me your comments in the comments section. Let me know that you listened to the replay and let me know what if this resonates, what are the qualities that you feel have challenged you? Thank you so much, Scott. I so appreciate that. I send you so many blessings, Scott, for your continued return to alignment with your full, whole, complete spirit. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I'm so glad you're still here. I can never tell who's actually here. Hey, Jill. See if you get the chance to catch the replay. I'd love that. Thank you so much, my friends. Have a beautiful, beautiful 4th of July. Enjoy yourself. Take care of those little animals, super, super sensitive beings with super sensitive ears, and give them your love and your safety. And while these crazy noises are happening, and enjoy your family and your friends. Your friends often are your closest family. So when I say family, I mean those people that are dearest to your heart that support you in the highest way. All right, awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, I honor you. Namaste, my friends.